Hello, this is Bini here. Today, this piece of news caught my attention, which is ETH rises above 3,300. First, I have to say that it is not surprising because we already traded into ETH earlier at about $2,000 plus, and in the video later, I'll explain how we did that. But this news says that the Ethereum ETF, the spot Ethereum ETF, post record 726 million, right, in daily net inflow. And the piece of information here, which I want to share here, is this is the highest such amount since this ETF began trading. So what is ETF? It's an exchange traded fund. So what is Ethereum ETF? It means that this ETF directly holds Ethereum. Instead of holding futures or derivative, it holds Ethereum inside. It's just like gold ETF. They directly hold gold in that ETF. Investors who wish to invest in, let's say, Ethereum can now hold Ethereum in the ETF. So let's take a look at one key level, very, very important price level, which I think that we should be noting, and also share with you how I enter into Ethereum at a 2,000 plus level. This is the chart of Ethereum versus the US dollar, and I've always been trading this. It's because it's easy. I could just trade it like I'm trading into stocks or trading into Forex or gold. Two levels that came from tech, which are important from the higher time frame. That first level would be the identified support here, and that's about 2,209. If you take a look at historical level, then it makes sense because these are also support levels as well. But this is a tech predicted level. Now the next level that tech predicted is exactly the current level right now, which is about 3,415. So this is predicted as a resistance level. Now in other words, that we've seen Ethereum has been actually moving lower, downtrend. What tech is trying to tell us is that if price can break above the resistance level, which is about 3,415, then it would have broken out, or this downward retracement pattern that we've seen starting from 2004 to now would have been broken. That means that price will be moving out of this consolidation and would move in another new trend, which is out of this consolidation like this, and it will be likely to move towards a new price movement. Hence, the key level to note is this level here, which is predicted 3,415. I would say that let's see whether this comes true. Now, again, let's talk about how I entered into the trade on Ethereum. First, the tech system is able to predict the support level here. All right, so it got me interested in Ethereum, partly because that it was in a downtrend. But when price moved to this level, then this means that price had made a higher high. So this is like a technical move, right? So instead of people willing to buy only at about 2,000, then it's able to break through that 2,000 resistance level to trade higher towards 2,600. So there must be some sort of fundamental change. And what tech did is to predict in a possible support level. And this level, it's already, I won't say gone, but then it's not valid anymore because price had already moved off. But what I like to do is I like to roll back to show you the support level that tech predicted. As you can see on this orange line, which I always show, if price has broken out of this orange line, that means this downtrend is no longer valid. It means that price had moved to a new structure. Price has already moved out of this downward trend. All right. And in turn, what tech will do is to predict into a support level here, which is this blue line here. Right. And let's roll it a little bit. You can see that the blue line starts to make its adjustment because price sort of like move a little bit, and we are looking at new price point to make new prediction. All right, so this would be the price level that tech is predicting as a support level, which is around 2,157. If you just zoom in a little bit, I know that it's sort of that just merged, right? But then you can see 2,159 here. And And of course that sometimes the support level might be broken. So what I would like to do is that I want to see it bounce off a support level. So at least it leaves me prepared to say that this is a support level. But you can see how nicely tech predicted the support level at 2,159. Let me just roll that back a little bit to show it to you. So at this level, when price was here, we are able to predict 2,159. Okay, and then you see how nicely price bounced off that support level and then moved off. In this case, what I am looking at is to look for an entry. If you have been to my course and you know that I'm using wash and rinse, and there is a typical wash and a rinse pattern here. So as I said, right, the signal for Ethereum to turn into a bit of a bullish mode was around 2,500 each, around this level. And of course that Ethereum has moved in not a very fast manner, all right? And recently, or rather I won't say recently, but our next buy signal came again when price broke through 2,600. So that's above the orange line. So we had two signal. One was the wash and rinse signal here at about 2,005, and the other one was about 2,700. So that was the two signals that I've traded into Ethereum. Now, the key question is, let me just get out of this replay. So as you can see, once it's moved out and then we had the buy signal, price moved up, and right now it's trading into the 3,300 region. Now this 3,300 was the price a lot of analysts was predicting. That means that they are predicting that, Ethereum could be having a resistance of 3,300. Now that it's slightly beyond 3,300, of course I do not agree with the resistance at 3,300. I think that the resistance is 3,415. So this is the predicted level, which is 3,415. As I can do a little bit of a rollback, I can see we are also already predicting that this was the 3,415 level. Okay, so if I just roll that, you realize, let me just do that faster. As price moved, it hit very nicely into the predicted level. So the price high was 3,423. So we predicted 3,415. The actual price that's recorded in my price feed here is 3,423. So it's just a little bit off, right? So I think that this is the key resistance level of Ethereum. Of course, that it might just turn down from here, or it might just break out from here, and we just have to look at price action. All right, so if you are looking at an earlier entry, then that's how I entered into Ethereum, basically using tech. But at this moment, I would say we really need to look at price action. What do you think? Share with me your thoughts. These are trades which are done by myself or my students using the Alien War strategy. Join our community and take advantage of our 6 times a week training lessons, automated trade signals, and live trading sessions with our experienced alien traders. And for a limited time, we are offering a 100% full cashback offer on our course fee. That's right, you can learn our strategy risk-free. Over 1,000 students have already taken advantage of this offer and seen success. Visit this website now to learn more and join our community.